Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 5 of RaceFace.Pro GT3 Championship. You're watching the AM split, and we just started qualifying around beautiful, I was going to say sunny, South African Kyalami, but it's a wet track out, and this will really shake things up. Feel free to comment and get some interaction going. If you have a favorite driver, let me know and we'll give some attention to the driver. The guys are busy on the outlaps now, and keep an eye on the proceedings. Currently watching Luke and Haynes. Had quite a few fans in the crowd last week. Proudly flying the South African flag on top of that beamer. Okay, as the guys come around Cheetah, one of the more tricky corners, into Ingwe, which I believe is a leopard, about to start their first laps. Currently in the front of the pack is Jonathan Chislett, always keen to get started early. While we have a look at Jonathan's lap, just a quick update on the standings so far this year after the first 4 rounds. In silver division, we've got Michael Donaldson in 3rd place, Brendan Fenter in 2nd, and Alex Petro in the brightly coloured Lamborghini in 1st for the silver division. Then in the gold division, in 3rd place we've got Heinrich de Wet. 2nd place is Gio Mouton after couple of good rounds. He was the leader, and last week at Silverstone was a little bit of a disaster, but he's holding on to 2nd place. And Jason Landsberg in his Aston Martin currently in 1st place, I think with about 20-point margin, 15-20 points. So it'll be interesting to see if the rain plays another role tonight in the strategies. Who's going to have the right call, goes for the right pit stops at the right time, or if it's just going to be a wet race throughout and everyone will have to prove their wet driving skills. We're getting ready for the first couple of lap times to show on the board. Like I said, Jonathan Chislett, in the McLaren. I think that might be an off track, it might be an invalid lap. Yeah, he's pulling off to the side. There's a 148 for Luke and Haynes though. Lucas Hubert currently coming around, coming down the mine shaft. Hello Flace, hello Hollowblade. Glad you guys could join us. Looking forward to a proper South African GT3 competition. I am using a different app tonight to stream, and it appears that all the names are not currently showing. Let's have a look. Currently in 1st place is Dylan Hall, showing up as I'll look at the car numbers, that's fine. Car 131. Decent lap time of 147.2. Quite a big gap to Mr. Albert in 2nd place. A couple of guys still in the pits. See Alex Petro, Francois Haynes. Francois on his way out. a strategic move to maybe not get caught in traffic, or does he know something we don't about the weather up in Joburg? In the 72 Ferrari, just did a pretty good lap. Finds himself in second position at the moment. As we talk, Etienne Mouton puts up a 146. Quincy Janssen van Rensburg in the BMW has a pretty good delta at the moment and could shave as much as a second off his lap time if he can tie this all together as he comes down the mine shaft into, I think it's a Crocodiles? Maybe someone can help me. What's at the bottom of the mine shaft? Is it? It's an animal, I know that. I think it's a Crocodiles. Into Cheetah. Nice line through there. Around the last corner at Ingwe. Into the straight. And let's see. His delta is 0.8, 0.9 better. Just use a full width of the track. As he's about to cross the line, he should jump right up there, and he's up into second place. Excellent lap from Quinton. Quinton really has fast pace over one lap. He was pole position in our first round. Jackie Alberts also coming around the last corner. I think this might be a fast lap. It does look like one, yeah. Currently in 7th. Does he improve? Yes, all the way up to 4th. And immediately pulls off into the pit lane. Dangerous maneuver, but we'll overlook that for now. Gutierrez on another fast lap. And his teammate giving him some room at Leeuwkop. So looking at a pretty good delta there. He's dropping down the rankings now as everyone else is putting up some really good lap times. Keep in mind this is a wet track. Unfortunately the information is not available to see if they are driving in wets or trying to do a lap in some slicks, but I'd imagine it's wet looking at the track. The amount of rain coming down, that should be. And Gerard takes pole position, provisional for that, but there's 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes left for anyone else to try and make an improvement on that. Back up at Leeuwkop, we can see Robert Klopstra, one of our top drivers in the Porsche, sorry. Had a couple of really good races, and was leading the championship at one point, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's see, Alex is finally out on track. Currently on a hot lap. Coming down into Ingwe. Onto the pit straight. Jumps up to 16th position. Gutierrez not to be outdone. Wants to set that pole lap as low as possible. Having another go with 5 minutes left. It's going to be tight. He might build up a slight margin if he can stick this lap to then. Oh, it looks a little wide. Hopefully that's still fine. does look like he's going to push through and complete this lap though. Currently 0.3 seconds. 0.6, almost 0.7 seconds. It's a great lap. 146.09. Gerard is not here to play tonight. He is showing everyone how it's done. Jaco Kutzer, one of our leaders last week. Podium finisher. I think 4th place, sorry. And a really good race. And was leading the race at one point. Currently in 4th still. It's about a second to make up to Gerard if he wants pole position. Really throws that McLaren around in every corner. Maximum effort. People without lap times at the moment. You can see Graham Moll is on track. He doesn't have a lot of time to put something together. Rob van den Heever similarly does not have a lap time yet. Is on a fast lap at the moment. Let's see where this lap puts Rob on the leaderboard for now. All the way up to 7th place. He should be happy with that. Leaves it to the last few minutes. You can see Owen Ling, brand new competitor at RaceFace. Last week was his first one. Good to see him here again. Hasn't put up a lap time yet. Not sure if he's been out of the pits yet. Maybe he's hoping for some dry weather. Rough in here for back in the pits. Jonathan Chislett currently in 16th. It's a pretty good lap time at the moment. Is he going to jump up a few positions? He should. He improves his time and matches. Oh, Arno Kraus, just as Arno puts up another lap time that's fractionally better. And Jonathan will stay in 16th position. No one currently out on track doing any better than they have been. You can see Luke and Haynes in 11th at the moment. I know there's some people in the crowd cheering him on. Hopefully wearing their umbrellas. Luke is in fact improving on his time at the moment. Early parts of the lap. Might have found a bit of a dry line. Just knowing the limits of the BMW around a slippery track. Tell you this, no matter the weather, you come around barbecue, you'll definitely smell the braai vleis. Unfortunately in sunset you will not be seeing the sunset today. Definitely a few guys out there trying to push. Gap from 1st to 3rd is about a second, where previous rounds the whole field was spread over a second. Clearly the rain is separating the men from the boys. Coming around the last corner. You should be up for quite a jump up in the leaderboard for now. Improves by about half a second and about 6 or 7 places. Looking up into 6th. If this is a wet race, every position in the start will make a big difference. Ruan van der Walt in the Panda City McLaren coming down Leeuwkop into the mine shaft. He's on a pretty good lap at the moment and he should jump up a few positions. See Graham Moll just ahead of him. Don't know if Graham's on a fast lap, but he better put up I don't think he's going to make it if this is not a fast lap. There's no time left. As the clock runs out, everyone gets to complete the current lap. I don't think Graham managed to put up a lap time. As Ruan van der Walt improves slightly, not as much as I think he would have liked. Most of the guys are in the pits. Vic Petro, related to Alex, coming around the S's. Let's finish this lap time on board. As we come down the mine shaft into a corner which I find pretty tricky. Maximum speed, and the exit here really dictates the rest of the lap. Great corner. Oh, he goes a little wide. Oh, and that will not be a completed lap, unfortunately. As Vic around Cheetah just goes a little bit wide. Let's have a look at that, in fact. Just see exactly how wide he goes. Trying to push as hard as he can. And that is your qualifying. Yeah, he just clips the grass on the outside. Grass is bad enough. Now make it wet grass, and there's very little you can do to hang on. And that is your qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. In first place, Gerard Pretorius, followed by Etienne Mouton, Quinten Jansen van Rensburg, and Guillaume Mouton. I beg your pardon, there's still someone out on track. Is that Graham? I don't think he's... No, he's not actually on a fast lap. We'll be back within a minute as I just quickly reset the broadcast. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're about to start the race. I'm just trying to get the camera to the front driver, and I cannot do that. I'm having some technical issues. Please bear with me, I'll be right back. Sorry about missing the start of the race. Back, ladies and gentlemen, apologies about that. In first place, Gerard Pretorius. I think he lost that. I can see Jakob Koets is currently in the front. Jaco putting that McLaren from 4th place all the way up into 1st, and immediately building up a significant gap. It doesn't look very smooth. It looks a bit slippery and sticky out there. I can see Michael Donaldson in the back going a little bit wide. It's just so hard to find anyone on this list. This is not the usual app I'm using. Trying something different, which is obviously a mistake. It's our championship leader in 7th at the moment. Taking that Aston Martin up the hill towards Lekker. Platt in the gold and black Lamborghini, Ferrari, sorry, coming down the mine shaft. Everyone does seem to be pretty smooth out there without too many incidents. Graham Mole already moved up to 20th position from, I think, dead last on the grid. Excellent start from Graham. You can see Alex Petro must have not had the greatest of starts. Finds himself in 26th position, and Aletta Grobler in the back in the beautiful Panda City McLaren. Jaco Koets still in the lead, now building up more than a second gap. He must love the wet. Really good start from Jaco here. Second place is Quinty Janssen van Rensburg in the BMW. You can see Gio Mouton just behind, having a bit of a battle with Etienne Mouton. Not directly related, I'm told. Not quite sure what that means. Obviously some distant relative. Etienne defending hard, not giving Gio any room. So coming up to Lekker. No space for any maneuvers there, but I think Hume has a good run on him though, coming down the hill. Although Hume has to defend from Dylan Hall right behind him. Don't think there's much on this lap. Let's go a little bit further back and see Lucan Haynes and Jackie Alberts battling it out side by side, coming up into Cheetah. There's definitely not enough space for two cars, but they make it through cleanly. Lucan Haynes in front of Jackie at the moment, with Arno Kroos really putting Jackie under pressure as well. And Arno under pressure from Henny Potgieter in the Audi. Battling it out early on for position. This is promising. Potgieter just watching the battle up ahead, waiting for his chance to strike, to pounce. Lucky number 13 for the Racing Snails. Really close up Arnu's tailpipes in the Porsche there. Having a look, biding his time, not forcing an overtake. Patience is the key here. As soon as Arno makes a mistake, that's the perfect chance to overtake. Evening, Tommy. Jackie is already in the thick of it as we speak. Really having to defend hard. Built a little bit of a gap. I can see Arno is actually trying to defend hard and not focusing in the front, but focusing on Henny behind him, and that's costing him some lap time. And Jackie has built up a gap of about a second. Meantime, in the front, I'll tell you that Jaco's built up a 2.2 second lead. That is quite a significant lead after only 2-3 laps. If he maintains that, no one's going to stop him tonight. Quinty Janssen van Rensburg having a better race in the last couple of weeks. Apparently in second. I think that's our first lap car at the moment. Ulrich de Jager indeed must have had some trouble. He has completed a pit stop though, that's obviously what it is. He's completed a pit stop, has come out into heavy traffic from the front runners, and he's going to be slowed down by the blue flags significantly. Got the wheels standing out nicely. Mouton right behind him. He's going to be flashing him pretty soon, saying, "Get out of my way, I'm losing touch with Etienne in front." Graham Mole up to 11th place. A remarkable start from Graham. Starting fairly low down, now in 11th. He must be relishing the racing in the wets. Coming up to Vic Pitra at the moment in 10th, sorry, car 16. Remember, Vic is a silver driver, where Graham is an gold. So they won't really be racing for anything other than pride on track. See that Quinten Janssen van Rensburg lost the position to Etienne Mouton, so it's not a matter of Guillaume losing touch with Etienne, but Etienne actually running away, making that 777 Ferrari, making it scarce, disappearing off in the distance. Although Quinten's not going to have much of that as the guys come up to Yukske, smelling the barbecues. Guys are not scared to take any curbs in the wet. As you can tell, they make use of the full width of the track there, trying to maximize their lines for every split second. Etienne actually had the fastest lap of the race so far. While these guys are battling, Jakob Kutzer in the front is running away. Francois Haynes under pressure from Marius Ebers right behind him. Sorry, as I say that, I see Gerard Pretorius managing to put up the fastest lap. Marius goes a little bit wide there, might lose a bit of traction, but is right back on Francis' tail, coming down the mine shaft. Let's see if Marius can make a move into the hard braking zone at the end of the mine shaft. Into, I'm going to have to look up what this corner is called. Turn 13? Maybe someone in the comments can help me with what the corner is at the bottom of the mine shaft. Oh no, I thought Francois went a bit too wide, as we saw in the quali what happened to Vic. But he keeps the car on track, and Marius is now really close. Looks like Francois going off the racing line to either cool the tyres or break the toe. Marius has a little look on the inside, not close enough, and Francois maintains position. Said Vic didn't have a very successful last attempt at quali, but he better have a successful attempt at defending against Graham Mole. Mentioned they're not in the same division. That does not stop these guys from having a hard battle on track. And I think Graham has him on the inside. Great move. Oh, Vic is going long, wide, but no, he maintains position. Well done, Graham. It's a neat overtake. Don't worry, Vic. You've lost the track position, but not certification position. Brendan Fenter had a nice view of this overtake. Brendan joining us from Portugal. Good to see our expats still supporting the local races here. You can see quite a few guys have already hopped into the pits. A lot of fun in here for currently the front runner and all the pit stoppers. Just overtook Owen Ling, who's definitely showing marked improvement from last week's race, and he's found his feet here at RaceFace. Our leader Jaco Kutser. Cap's coming down a little bit. About 1.8 seconds now. Might be trying to save some tyres, or Etienne is really picking up the pace and getting heavy footed on the right pedal there. This McLaren is looking rock solid. Oh, as I say that, is it Etienne going wide? Yeah, that was Etienne Mouton going a little wide. Trying a little bit too hard, I think, and that should give Jaco a bit of a bigger gap. At the moment it's 1.8. Let's see when they cross the line. It's now 2.8. Lost about a whole second there. Fourth place currently, Dylan Hall. Brightly coloured green and blue Ferrari. Finding a nice rhythm here as we hit the 1 hour 17 minute mark. See here, Mouton dropped down quite a bit, and that BMW looks like it has seen better days. Unfortunately, I missed the incident, but I know that Hume will not be happy as the flames shoot out the exhaust on the right side there. Not quite sure what happened, unfortunately I missed that replay. Graham Mole all the way up to 8th position. A lot of people did have a pit stop already. Graham deciding to go with the longer first stint and make up as many positions as possible. Great start from Graham. After 8 laps, made up about 20 positions. Pit stops included. It'll be interesting to see his strategy. Does he stick it out long, go for 2 quick stops at the end? Or does he go about 50-50 with the splash and dash toward the end? Definitely keep an eye on Graham. Jackie Albert's currently in a little bit of no man's land. Costa looking good. Lap time still fairly consistent. Chances here for Jackie. Ron van der Walt coming up on the tail of Owen Ling. I have to say, I think Owen is the most improved driver from last week. Please don't crash out now, Owen. I don't want to be the one to give you bad news. Commentator's curse is real. Does lose a position to Ron van der Walt, but looking pretty good in that Mercedes. Petro, like I mentioned already, had a pit stop. Currently the lead of the silver division. Will need to probably pull up his socks a little bit if he wants to maintain that lead in the championship. Marius Ebers got past Francois Heinz. And I can see Brendan Venter managed to overtake both of them. Brendan... No, I think he was watching the Graham Mole battle. Either way, these three cars have bunched up together as they come around Ingwe onto the pit straight. Fronts are looking a little bit on the inside, I thought, but it might have been a little bit of a loose end, and I think he's dropping back ever so slightly from the two cars in front. Brendan Venter needing to defend. Has a right line through the first corner as they're coming up to Yexke. Sorry, the second corner, as the kink is down the pit straight. Still with the battle here between Brendan Venter and Marius Ebers. Francois Heinz not too far behind. Marius in the 57 racing Snails McLaren. Unfortunately his livery is not showing up unless he is just racing in a black McLaren. By default, if you don't have a livery loaded on the awesome sim racing app, the car will just appear in its raw carbon fiber color scheme, which this does seem to be. A raw carbon fiber skin at the moment. Let's have a look a little bit higher up. I can see Quinton van der Ensberg is not too far ahead of Dylan Hall. Just behind him, current championship leader Jason Landsberg biding his time. We saw last week he came out of nowhere with an excellent strategy in the changing rain. Let's keep an eye on Jason and see how high he can improve, if at all. But these guys are still battling it out. Francois Heinz now I think has taken, oh gosh, they're going side by side. He got overtaken by Marius Ebers. No, I think Marius just lost quite a few positions there actually. These guys are getting really mixed up in the battle with I think some front runners coming through. Side by side, the two BMWs of Francois Heinz and Lucan Heinz. Is that it? Yeah, it's father and son having a bit of a dice there. Lucan's quite some ways back on the rankings at the moment. He is getting the blue flag for Francois. Let's see if he abides or if Francois knows who's the fastest driver. It does seem like Lucan has the upper hand here. Graham Mole completes another lap. Currently up 11 laps up into 8th position. A little bit of empty space in front and behind. Not sure if that counts as in your favor or not. I always find it a little bit easier to find your rhythm if you have a bit of air in front and no pressure from the back. Rob van den Heever trying to chase down, I think just overtook Brendan Venter. Like I mentioned, this app is a little bit harder to tell who is leading, who's overtaking who. Gap is but half a second to Brendan Venter and another half a second to Lucan Haynes, although Lucan is about a lap down because of the pit stops early on. Rob van den Heever not wasting any time in dispatching the drivers behind. He's already had one pit stop. He's very eager to get back up to the front runners. And at this pace, he shouldn't have too much of a problem doing that. Jaco Kutzer, in the meantime, is now finding himself under pressure from Etienne Mouton. The guys are coming into Yukskei up to barbecue. This is for the lead of the race. As these guys battle it out, Quincy van Rensburg also trying to I think he's just a little bit behind Dylan Hall. No, they are actually very close together. So that's a battle for first and a battle for third. As we come back to the front runners, we can see Jaco Kutzer really having to defend, maximizing the track, trying to get as much speed as possible and not give Etienne the chance for an overtake. Etienne looking really close now, coming into the mineshaft. Is he going to have a chance to overtake in turn 13? Will it be a lucky corner? I think the gap is just a little bit too big this lap. As they swing it around, making their way up to Cheetah. Goes a little wide, does Jaco, but I think that's fine. You can definitely feel that Ferrari breathing down his neck. Coming around the last corner, I don't think Etienne is close enough to make it stick, but let's have a look. On board with Etienne. Hoping for extra, a little bit of draft. Late in the brakes. Into corner 2. I think these two guys are class enough to not make it seem that easy. And this will go down to the wire. Jackie Albert's in a little bit of empty space. I thought he was under pressure from Jason, but I think Jason's quite a bit behind him at this stage. Battle for third and fourth. Dylan comfortably in third with Quinty Jansen van Rensburg about a second or so behind, second and a half. See some blue flag drivers getting out the way. Down the run van der Walt, putting Guillaume Mouton under pressure. Guillaume having completed his first pit stop already, trying to make his way back up to the front, where I'm sure he feels he belongs. Everyone feels they belong. I can see a couple of drivers having completed both their pit stops already with an hour and 5 minutes left. That'll be interesting to see if the weather comes into play later on, or if that is a tactical move to get the pit stops out the way and just getting your car to the end. Robert Klopstra, one of those in the 322 Porsche, right up there with guys in between fourth and fifth, and he's showing that he has the pace to stay with the guys. See just ahead of him, Quinty Jansen van Rensburg in the BMW. And I've seen that Porsche lingering there for a couple of laps now, so great lap times there from Brendan Venter all the way from Portugal. No, sorry, not Brendan Venter, Robert Klopstra. There we go, apologies. Rob van den Heever. Currently in a little bit of open space. Completing another lap now, up to 14 laps with just over an hour left. That's correct. Jason Landsberg in 6th position, already completed one of his pit stops. He's a little way off of Jackie Alberts, but his strategy will be crucial to keep an eye on. He seems to be quite the master of when to pit and how to split his pits across the length of the race. You can hear the roar of the, I think it's a Mercedes engine in the Aston Martin. Whatever it is, it sounds great. I think Quinton has lost a little bit of touch with Dylan Hall now, as Dylan appears to be about 4-5 odd seconds ahead on track. Etienne Mouton is pretty close to Jaco Kutzer though. These two guys are having an epic battle up at the front. See more guys dropping into the pits. Marius Eibers just dropping out of the top 10 with his first pit stop. Ulrich de Jager in a Ferrari, putting Robert Klopstra under some pressure. I think he is slowly gaining on Robert. Interesting battle developing here as well, as Robert's completed all his pit stops. Ulrich still needs to do at least one. If I didn't mention it earlier on, it's a 90-minute race. You're required to pit twice and have to change, have to add at least 1 liter of fuel in each pit stop. You don't have to change tires, but the 90 minutes kind of forces your hands. Very rarely do the tires last 90 minutes. Graham Mull and Vic Petro still having a battle. I thought this might have resolved itself by now. Vic not having any of that. And he's putting a halt to Graham's excellent climb up the ladder. Vic currently in 7th position. Very consistent lap times there. Within a second of his best. In these conditions, that's excellent. Oh, as I say that, it goes a little wide. No. Graham doesn't have the there's too much of a gap for Graham to have a look. Pretorius still the fastest lap at the moment, a 1:46.7. I thought Rick Thomas in 12th was a little bit closer than that, but my timing screen is not the best at the moment. Touch base with some of our other drivers. Henry Platt currently in 25th position. Both his pit stops are complete. Alex Petro, one pit stop left, does find himself quite a ways back from the rest of the drivers, and hopefully he can make up some lap time position there to maintain his lead in the silver division. Luke and Haynes in the brightly coloured BMW, coming around the last corner now. We brake for nobody. That's good to know. Warning has been issued. Anyone who assumes different, do so at their own risk. Jackie Albert's in the pits for his first pit stop. Might seem like he's dropping down the ladder now, but there's quite a few drivers ahead of him who still need to do their first pit stops as he exits the pit. Keeps telling me that Ruan van der Walt is pretty close, and there is Gerard Pretorius as I say that. Great overtake from Gerard. Let's have another look at that. We haven't had a lot of highlights. Goes a little wide and leaves Gerard the space to overtake. Ruan van der Walt will be jumping at the bits to make that position back. Although Gerard has had a pit stop and is probably just reclaiming his net position on track. And while that's been going on, I can tell you that Graham Moll has passed Vic Petro. Vic now under pressure from Rob van den Heever actually. Rob looking to overtake coming into Cheetah, which is brave. Wisely decides to back off a little. We'll have another look coming into Ingwe and down the pit straight. Vic feeling the pressure, not the best exits there. Rob van den Heever coming back on the inside, side by side. I think Rob has this. As they come through the kink. Great driving from both. Into the braking zone. Oh, Vic decides to leave a bit more space. Wisely does so. And I think Rob's got a solid overtake there. Great driving from both. Vic desperately trying to make up that position and goes a little bit wide, but maintains that spacing between him and Rob. Let's go on board with Vic and have a little look. Just taps the curb on the inside, unfortunately goes into the sand, bleeds off all the speed, and we can wave Rob van den Heever goodbye as it goes over the hill into Leeuwkop. Any chance for Vic to get that position back is dashed. Hey Guillaume, welcome to the broadcast. Unfortunate, sad news that Guillaume has withdrawn from the race and will spectate tonight due to a huge thunderstorm. At least the weather is accurate as it's raining around Kyalami. It's even raining down here at the coast as we watch Vic come into the pits. Graham Moll now up to 6th position, starting in 26th I believe. Great drive from him. Does seem like he might be going a little long on his first stint. About a 50-50 hopefully. To get maximum use of those tyres, we'll keep an eye on Graham. Etienne Mouton currently in 1st position. I keep missing all the good overtakes. That's unfortunate. I missed that overtake. Jaco Kutsuru led for the majority of the race up to this point in second place. Oh, and another wide turn there for him. I think he might be either losing some of the tyres or just a little bit of focus. I know from watching the last couple of races that Jaco is a really fast driver. He would want to make up that position for the lead of this race as quickly as possible. Trying to see, it does look like there's a little bit of damage on the front of the car. I'm wondering if there was an incident that I missed. Dylan Hall in third place. Will be smelling blood. Want to get higher up on the podium than he is currently. But please don't write off Jason Landsberg coming down into corner 2. Already made his first pit stop. And he goes a little bit wide. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate the feedback. I missed that overtake. Like I said, Jason in the Aston Martin. Not quite sure if the gap is small enough for this to be a net lead of the race. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out once the top 3 guys come into the pits. RaceFace.Pro, currently 23rd, chasing down Lekker, I believe, just ahead. And a nice smooth overtake from Alex on Lekker there. Potgieter, I believe, is also withdrawn from this race. After 7 laps, not quite sure if that's a disconnect or if there were some other problems. As I say that, the Winnigan Audi's race was cut short by Vodacom. That is another unfortunate incident that just forms part of racing. We won't have physical breakdowns, but we have other things that keeps us from racing. Sorry to hear about Henny's bad luck and Hume's bad luck. Welcome to the stream though, at least you guys can enjoy the race from a whole bunch of other perspectives. And feel free to call out to any drivers that you feel need some more attention. Jaco Kutsuru in the pits for his first stop. He's already dropped back quite a bit from... is that a second pit? That's got to be a second pit stop. No, that is his first pit stop, but it seemed to have been quite a long one. I don't know if that was damage repaired and a tyre change, but he would want to make it all the way to the end now. With a quick splash and dash at the end. Yeah, Marius Avers does look a little bit like Darth Vader in the all-black racing snail McLaren. I wonder if the breathing inside sounds like Darth Vader. Quincy Janssen van Rensburg also in the pits now. Jason Landsberg up into second place with about a 30-second gap up to first. Try and keep an eye out on when Etienne pits and when they exits. That should be pretty close exit. Just waiting for the timesheets to update and give me a more accurate gap. What's the gap between first and second? Etienne currently coming up to Ingwe, about to complete his lap. Just about 30 seconds gap between, come on cameraman, between Etienne in first and Jason in second. Jason having one pit stop under the belt, and Etienne yet to make a pit stop. Let's have a look at that gap. Yeah, it's about 31 seconds. I believe that should be enough. If you change tires, you'll be in the pits for at least 30 seconds. Stationary. So Jason seems to be on the right track here. The guy struggling with tires, says Henny. And they're doing the Bathurst 100 this weekend. 100 or 1,000? Just 100 laps? That's easy. Of course, it's easy to watch, not necessarily easy to drive. Graham remarkably in third position from starting dead last. I can see Rob van den Heever is not too far behind, having completed his first pit stop, so it'll be quite a drive for Graham to hang on to a podium here tonight, but that does not take away from an excellent first stint before the pit stops as we get closer to the halfway mark. Is there any other battles happening? Yeah, Arne Kroos under pressure from Quincy Janssen van Rensburg. Both of these drivers already have a pit stop done and dusted. Oh, Arne goes a little wide, doesn't make it too hard, and Quinton slots into 9th place. Arne is not letting this go though. Who would? This is for a top 10 spot. Van der Velde driving really well tonight. He's the highest placed silver split driver at the moment, with Rick Thomas not too far behind him. Yet to do a pit stop, both of these drivers. Good save there from Ruan as he comes around the second corner. Nothing much happening on track. Let's have a look at that little well-controlled maneuver, shall we say, as he's coming down the pit straight into the kink. Keep an eye on the exit of the second corner. Let's have a bit of a drone cam and see how he controls his McLaren. Goes a little wide on the curb. Ah, looked way worse on the other side. This is nothing. And the runner's back on track. Off he goes. Getting some insider information there. Are we going to switch to some dry tyres? I can see Etienne Mouton is in the pits. and Jason Landsberg with a significant gap. Graham Mole comes through to take second place, which is not that important as he's yet to make a pit stop. And I was thinking Rob van den Heever would come in to do the pit stop as well. And that gives Dylan Hall the chance to take fourth position. Oh, it's going to really mix up all the positions on the leaderboard here. As I was about to say, getting some insider information here from Henny. Some of the racing snails are debating some dry tires as the track is warming and the tires are melting. Rob van den Heever exiting the pits, having completed both his pit stops. 43 minutes left. Should be an easy drive to the end here. Oh, nearly crosses the white line. Overlook that. Like I said, it should be an easy drive to the end with 43 minutes left, if the track doesn't dry up and the rain stops. Jason Landsberg into the pits for his final stop. He's going to make this really hard to tell who's leading by the end of this pit stop. Graham Mole also comes into the pits. I thought Graham might get a lap in the lead, but the guys are coming in for Graham's coming into his first pit stop, and Jason for his final one. So does Dean Hall, also coming into the pits for his second. I think that's his second pit stop. No. Etienne Mouton in the meantime retakes the lead. Oh, and he goes wide into turn. No, that was not. That wasn't. That was Lucan Haynes, I think. Gosh, for a moment I thought I really jinxed him. Oh, and that was Lucan Haynes going wide on the dry tires. That's let's have a look at how he. Yeah, if you used to the wets and then I come onto a slippery track with some dries, it's going to take quite a bit of getting used to. Keeps it fairly well on track though. And let's keep an eye on his lap times and see if that's a significant improvement or not. Lucan currently in 23rd place, hoping to get some more information for the rest of us and see if that'll be beneficial for some other drivers to switch to dries. Keep an eye on Lucan here for a second and see how well he maintains his car. Coming into heavy braking zone, probably one of the hardest braking zones other than first corner, second corner. Line's looking good through there. No drifting here tonight. Nope, he's abandoning the dries and coming back into the pits. I'm pretty sure that's to stick on some wet tires to make it to the end of the race. Etienne Mouton currently still in first place. Don't know if he's in a dries. Getting eager out of the first corner. Second corner, sorry. Let's forget about the kink. Gerard Pretorius in second place, making his way down to turn 2. And Ron van der Walt yet to make a pit stop. Doesn't take anything away from a current third place. If something drastic happens now, could be unless something drastic happens, sorry. That could be a top 10 for Ron van der Walt tonight. That'll be an excellent result. Still has 2 pit stops to complete though. Doing really well with some old tyres in the wet. Maybe he was hanging on for some better weather. Still doing well. Oof. And there's a battle of the Porsches. Vic Petro and Rob Klopstra with is it Jakob Kutzer? Yeah, that is Jakob Kutzer in the mix as well. These guys all fighting for position at the moment, all having completed 1 pit stop. Robert, I think, actually has completed 2. Jaku formerly leading this race. I see a little bit of contact. Was very close. Yeah, indeed, here I can see that the snail pit crew is working overtime. Trying different strategies, trying to get the cars to the end. And yeah, good exercise for the final 3 races and changing them tyres. Jaco making his way past Vic. Right to chase down Robert. And I can see Ruan into the pits for his first pit stop. We'll lose a couple of positions. You can see behind him Arne Kroos also coming into the pits. Let's keep an eye on where Ruan comes out. I think Rick Thomas might have taken a lead in the silver division for now, but he also still needs to have 2 pit stops. So we have a look at our leader currently, Etienne Mouton, followed by Gerard Pretorius, about 10 odd seconds. I'm not sure if my timing screen is correct. It's a little bit more than that right now, actually. There we go, about 28 seconds back. And Jason Landsberg, no pit stops remaining. He's only about 35 seconds behind Etienne Mouton, and he has timed this really well. Another great drive from Jason here. Just over half an hour left. Taking the inside line past, is that Henry? Yeah, Henry Platt. Blue flag driver. We want to stay on his tail for a nice draft down the pit straight to make up some time on his competitors. Jason showing us how it's done in the wet here. As we watch from Henry's perspective. Jackie lost it in the S's now. That's not right. Currently in 14th, both pit stops complete though. McLaren looks a little bit dinged up, and he is coming back into the pits for another stop. Must be some damage. Go back far enough. Nope, I think I was just too late. Unless that happened another lap before. Must have been. As that car looks dinged up already. And again, hearing it from the inside information here that Jackie will pit for some slicks, and they will not be repairing the dents on that car. Any problem with the replays? We're going to stick it out to the end of the replay. let's get back to our leader. Gerard Pretorius is too far behind now, it seems. Again, the timing screens take some time catching up. And there's Gerard now coming around Clubhouse, I think. While Etienne is already past Liu Cup on his way down the mine shaft. Yeah, that's more than 10 seconds. Trying to find some more battles on track. Plaid coming out of the pits. That's all his pit stops complete. Let's have a look at Jackie on his slicks. Last lap was his out lap. This is coming up to Leeuwkop. Hopefully the slicks will pay off and he can make up a couple of positions. There's a few drivers ahead of him still to make a pit stop. I'm not sure if that's enough for Jackie to make significant inroads up the leaderboard. He's about 8 seconds behind Owen Ling. He still has to do his last pit stop. Giving it all. A 153, a couple of seconds slower than as usual. Just needs to find the rhythm on the slicks, see if it is worthwhile sticking it out to the end. I think at this point you have to fully commit to your gamble, as he's seemingly a little bit loose coming into barbecue. Oh no, it sounds like Ruan van der Walt is having some... Not Ruan, sorry. Gosh, where is it now? Darth Vader is having some low fuel issues. Switch to him just now. So having a look, it seems Gerard Pretorius is indeed coming into the pits for his last stop. And that will put Jason Landsberg in second with no more pit stops left for him as he passes Gerard in the pits. Oh, Gerard is in the pits and he comes down to the XK S's. We got Marius is facing some fuel issues, having completed both his pit stops, and he might not make it to the end. Let's hope that he knows how to switch his engine mode to be a little bit more economical and see the checkered flag. Tommy, yes, there's in the silver and gold division, there's no limits on tires. It's all the same brand. You choose the pressures and there's only two compounds, a wet and a dry. So maintaining the correct pressure and temperature is up to the driver, setting the right temperature, setting the right pressures to get it into that sweet spot for maximum grip. And depending on how you set up the car and drive it, obviously the quicker or longer it will take to run the tires over the cliff, where at one point you may even burst tires if you try and keep them on for too long. And he comes into the pits. I think Don't know if Marius forgot to add fuel when he came in for his last stop, or if he just did a miscalculation. But with half an hour left, all pit stops completed, I don't think this is a planned stop. Robert Klopstra having a look on Jakub. Robert driving really well tonight. He's got Vic not far behind. Vic still with one pit stop left. That'll definitely kick him out of the top 10. Which will be unfortunate. I think this is one of Vic's better drives tonight. Tommy, I know that the new Endurance Championship have switched from GTE to GT3 cars, and they will have different compounds. Frustratingly, it'll be different colors to Formula 1, so the red, yellow and white will not be soft, medium and hard tires. And there is talks about that tire compound system coming to a Assetto Corsa Competizione as well soon, which will really make it interesting on tire choices and pit stops. Ron van der Walt under pressure from no, that's not, that's Quinty Janssen van Rensburg is not for position, it's just on track. A bit of a battle. Quinton still having to do his last pit stop. Currently on the last podium step there. Graham Mole. There we see Graham coming up behind him. Also still one pit stop left. And I believe if he pits now, he should come out at about 7th or 8th position. A little lower down. Still a great drive, like I mentioned, so far from Graham. Really knows how to swing this Porsche around Kyalami. Let's have a look at some of our other drivers who do not spend enough time on. Alex Pitro not having the best race tonight, currently leading our silver division in the championship. Finds himself in 24th position, about 3 odd laps behind the leaders. Just in front of him is Aleta. Just in front of him on the leaderboard, just behind him on track. Henry Platt in 22nd place with a lovely black and gold Ferrari. Lucan Haynes in the BMW. I believe this will be a similar livery to the Racing Snails this weekend. Colours at least. Good luck, boys, for the Bathurst endurance race. Oh, as he jumps a curb, still keeps it going the right way at the end. Lucas Hubert having a pretty quiet race here. Consistent lap times, not looking too shabby. 20th position. Francois Haynes putting up a lovely display earlier on of some great clean racing. In 19th, still with a pit stop left. Marius Abers, with cameraman in this position, keeps losing into the cars. I think it's time for a new cameraman. Marius, like I said, currently in 18th. Darth Vader having to sub for more fuel. Jackie Alberts in 17th, right on the tail of Vic Petro. This is for position, I believe, and he does take the inside. Oh, and there's a problem. Vic getting held up by a slower car, losing it. Let's go back and have a look. Vic, oh, cutting the white line. coming out the pits. I'm sure that the stewards would want to have a look at that. Not best driving there from Vic. Probably better to keep the inside line there. You can see Jackie coming on the inside. Oh, and Owen loses in front of him. And I think that's only fair that Vic loses that position with a really aggressive exit from the pits. Jackie, as we said, now in 15th position. Quite a bit of clean air between him and Vic. A little bit higher up. Run for the vault. 14th. Did he just overtake? No, that's not the position. See Ulrich de Jager and a nice purple magged Ferrari. It's one way to stand out from the rest of your team. Rick Thomas in 12th. Again, I'm so busy with some of these, I can see in the lead. Jason is in the lead after all pit stops. Etienne in second, about 14 seconds back. And Jason again plays the pit strategy perfectly. Let's hope the tyres in the field make it all the way to the end. Back to Rick, like we said, is 12th. Pit stop remaining. Brendan Fenton not too far behind. All the way from Portugal. Robert Klopstra, first of our top 10 drivers. Again, what have I said before? That cameraman has got to go. Let's switch the cameras up a bit. Let's see, Gerard Pretorius currently in 7th. Meant to go to Arnu in 9th. Looks to finish a solid top 10 spot for Arnu. Jaco Kutzer, our previous leader of the race. I thought Jaco had this in the bag. I'd love to know what happened there. But he lost quite a few positions and still has a pit stop left, which will probably take him out of the top 10. Race leader to out of the top 10 would be very disappointing for Jaco. Gerard Pretorius, previous fastest lap holder, now taken by Jason, is in 7th. Dylan Hall in 6th. Dylan having a nice, steady, clean race. And he'll get pretty close to the podium. 21 minutes left. Yes, I do have a helicopter view. I can use that for you if you want. Unfortunately, if you wanted to see that for the incident a little bit earlier on, I can't go that far back on the replay. Fifth place is Rob van den Heever. Just ahead of him is two guys still to pit, so if Rob plays his cards right, this could be a podium. We have Graham Mole in 4th place. And not too far ahead of him was Quinten Janssen van Rensburg. Both of these drivers still have to pit. It'll be interesting to see who blinks first. The guy who blinks first will probably have the longer pit stop, needing to add more fuel to make it to the end, if fuel is needed. Otherwise, if both of these drivers have a splash and dash, that could be really interesting. You can see Francois Heinz pulling into the pits just out of shot there. I tell you that the Porsche sound is really drowning out the Beamer there. Those Porsches sure like to sing. Quinton coming up to, I think that's Robert Klopstra. flag drivers really being gentlemanly tonight and getting out of the way of the higher drivers up in the rankings, the leaderboard. Not wanting to be that guy to take out one of the possible podium drivers. As you can see there, bit of an awkward line for Quint coming into the S's. Graham's really close now. Has a run up to Leukop. Who's going to blink? Maintaining order for now. Let's go for a bit of an onboard from Graham. Oh, he's got a good run. He's coming on the inside. Coming into Crocodile, by the way, which I found out is correct. Let's go back to the helicam. Makes it stick. Goes a little bit wide. Quinton has another look. Trying to get back. I think Graham might have this one. And yes, Quinton decides this is the time to head into the pits. And this needs to be a monster out lap, in lap from Graham. As Quinton is in the pits. This could be a deciding lap. Trying to see, this looks like it more than just a splash and dash. This could be quite a long stop here. Oh, and he stalls it. Does he? I hope not. Keep an eye on where when Graham pits and where he comes out. This will be a good indication of at least what position they'll come out as at. Further back, you can see Brendan Fenton and Ruan van der Walt having a good dice. Ruan goes a bit wide. Nothing comes of this maneuver just yet. I'm open to suggestions if you guys prefer certain views, onboards, helicams. Quite a few we can switch to. Even have the helmet cam that you see in Formula 1. Oh, and Ruan goes a little wide to avoid contact, and Brendan stays ahead for now. Good thing about the helmets is the leaning into the turns, as you can see. As Ruan has another look, and both of them avoid a blue flag car. Oh, Link coming up to Cheetah. Good counter steering there. Looks on the inside, and if he has the right brake marker, which he does not, and he just tries to rather keep his nose out of trouble. Ruan having a good look on the inside. Let's go back to the helicam and see this possible overtake. Ruan pulling in behind for a bit of a draft. Pulls back out, switches across to the outside. Is he going to cut back? Good clean racing. He does have the outside line. Makes it stick, but I think Brendan has it. Doesn't leave a lot of room. And there's contact. Brendan Fenton spins out. Not sure. Whoa! That goes from bad to worse. I'm trying to see who that was that he took up with him. Let's go back to this view on Brendan. And I'm going to go to chase cam so we can see exactly how much space he left. I think there's enough space for now. He does. Oof. And I don't think that Ruan van der Walt had enough space. Oh, car 77. Oh gosh, was that 777? No, that wasn't. That's no, it was 77. Francois Haynes. Will be words after this for sure. Yeah, that was not great. I think that Ruan didn't leave enough, didn't have a right to that turn. He was too far back. But yeah, in the heat of the moment, it's really hard to tell. Of course, any driver can lodge a complaint against another driver, which will then be inspected by the marshals after the race, and appropriate penalties will be handed out. If you have enough penalties, you miss quali or even miss a race. It's not to ruin anyone's fun, but to make sure that you keep other races in consideration when you try and make a move. Currently still with Ruan van der Walt, like I said, had a bit of contact. Yeah, might be some penalties coming there. I don't want to be guessing what the outcome is there. We have a look further up ahead. Graham Mole, all pit stops complete, in 5th place. Looking pretty good for Graham. Quinton about 10 seconds back. And I think that extra long pit stop might have cost Quinton 5th place. That's right, Tommy, the pressure is real. Might be a virtual racing, but it gets real when you're in the hot seat. Robert Klopstra and Ulrich de Jager, is it? Having a bit of a battle here. Yes, it is Ulrich. And more touch as I come through Cheetah. Ulrich coming off 2nd best. He holds, looking to make a better rejoin than we saw earlier on. Let's go back and get another view of that. Chasing down Robert there. Side by side. Not really the place to go side by side, and unfortunate that one car gets away and one spins out, because I don't know who to blame. Optimistic driving from both. Well held on the rejoin though. Jason Landsberg in 1st position, still maintaining about a 25-second lead, which is astonishing. Having another brilliant race. Etienne Mouton. Oh! Did I just miss a spin from Etienne? Let's go back and have a look. Hopefully it's just a little bit of off track and not too much of a spin. Trying to figure out coming into the S's, yeah. Up into Leeuwkop. Hopefully it's just a bit of slow down at the top of Leeuwkop and not a spin. Oh, yeah, not the greatest line there. A little bit too early on the turn, and it bounces him off the curb into the gravel. Don't think he'll lose a position, but he'll lose quite a bit of time there. That gives Rob the chance to close that gap to about 5 seconds, I think. Yeah, I agree that probably was the Porsche's line, but yeah, like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Trying to find some more battles we can go and have a look at. Arturius. Is that a... no, that's just as they cross the line. It's a complete lap 43. Hard to tell if the rain is letting up or not, but it does feel like it's getting a little bit heavier towards the end of the race here. Klopstra being chased down by Ruan van der Walt still. Whoa! And another incident where poor Robert, another Porsche actually, just not having a good time out there tonight. Go to Ruan and go back a few seconds and have a look at that. coming into the S's. And I think at Newcop there was just an unexpected braking position from Robert. Not anticipated by... No, he was heavy on the brakes, just went a little wide, couldn't get it under control and taps the Porsche. Not looking great. Robert back on track, and I can see there that Ruan was pulling off to the side, letting him pass. I think it might be too little too late for that. Ruan already had a quali ban for tonight's race, according to the comments. The stewards are gonna fry him. Quinten van Rensburg under pressure from Gerard Pretorius. Always seem that towards the end, at the last 10 minutes, guys are pulling out all the stops, hoping to make up another position for the extra points in the championship. As these guys come down to Crowthorne. Great line there from Gerard. He's got side by side. And Gerard has it. Great overtake from Gerard coming up towards Barbecue. Feel bad saying Barbecue. Braaivleis. Braaivleis Hoekie. Great overtake there. Gerard Pretorius up to 6th. Reed took the fastest lap from Jason Landsberg earlier on. Dylan Hall, like I mentioned earlier, keeping his nose clean. Oh no, I should stop talking about how clean the races are when I switch to these guys. Coming up to the last corner. That inside sausage curb at Cheetah is absolutely nightmarish. Dylan, like I said, having a good clean race. Keeping his nose clean. Not seeing much action. Let's have a look. I know there's some fans of Jackie here. Made it all the way back up to 13th after a couple of test runs on some of the pit strategies. Okay, I'll switch away from Jackie now, not to give him the commentator's curse. You go, Jackie. Let's keep it interesting. I'll switch to Jason and see if I can jinx him. No, I'm joking. I don't want to do that. It's funny how that happens though. As soon as you switch to a driver, something interesting will happen. It's my server admin password that I have that I can control the physics of the cars as they go around the corners. This is round 2 for Robert and Ruan. Looks like Ruan's a little bit further behind. It's Dylan Hall coming past. Ruan not too far back, looking a little bit slippy coming out of Crocodile. Goes a little wide on the grass. It's going to make him lose a bit of time, but he maintains direction at least, and he's going to be looking to chase down Robert just ahead of him. Let's have a look at Batman. That's Marius Abers in 15th. That's Henry Platt just ahead of him, but that's not for position. I think Marius has a good gap in front and behind, and yeah, he should make it through to the end now without having too much a conflict. Didn't load his livery, and now looks like Batman. I like the Darth Vader better, because if you race hard, you breathe hard. I'm not going to do the voice, don't worry. Lekker. He's just behind Jackie, but I think Jackie has enough of a gap to make it through to the end as we got 4 minutes left. Let's have a look at our front runners here. Jason Landsberg with another excellent drive. He's not set a foot wrong. Etienne Mouton. Sure. Way back. This looks to be about 30 seconds if I have to guess. I'm just waiting for the timing to update. Yeah, it's about 31 seconds. Rob van den Heever in third place, not too far back from Etienne. He might want to make a push. Etienne lose some traction, stuck behind a blue flag or two, that could be trouble. Dylan Hall, nice bit of space, clean air in fourth place. Graham Mole with the drive of the evening, in my opinion, from dead last all the way up to fifth. Excellent race by Graham tonight. Quinton coming around the last corner in sixth place. Gerard Pretoria is still chasing him down, not too far back, and this could be an interesting finish to the line in about 3 or 4 minutes time. Arden Gross further back. Another Porsche. Porsche currently in 5th and 8th. A couple lower down. Jaco Kutzer, like I mentioned earlier, race leader. Made it back into the top 10 at least, which I was a bit worried earlier on. Ulrich de Jager rounds out our top 10 with Ruan van der Walt, I think just about a second and a half behind. Ruan probably will be giving it everything with 2 minutes left for the race leader to start his final lap. Robert Klopstra in 12th. So really close to Ruan, unless this is switched to some TV cameras for now, just to have a look. Yeah, there's quite a bit of a gap. Jackie Albertson's 13th. Lucky 13, we're going to call it. Lucky 13. Jackie, please keep it on track while we're watching you. Marius Eibers in McLaren in 14th. Rick Thomas 15th. Another McLaren. McLaren's quite popular in this division. Brendan Fenter in 16th. Vic Petro and another Porsche in 17th position. Lucas Hubert 18th position. Lucan Haynes coming around the last corner to complete his 46th lap. Owen Ling, our new driver, last week was his first race. Really great improvement from last week. He said in the Discord that he's here to have fun, and he definitely is doing that. Dis 'n goeie vraag vir Omeni. Henry Platt in 21st. Stuck right behind Batman. It's not for position. There's a bit of pride in having an overtake on the last lap, as we're going to skip the last couple of cars. Come to Jason, first place. He's going to wait it out. He doesn't want to do another lap. He's got enough time to wait on the pit straight for the timer to run out. No one's going to catch him. And that is calling it. The race is over. First one to see the checkered flag. Who wants to do another race? Another lap, I mean. Etienne Mouton only comes around the last corner now to take second place, with Rob van den Heever making his way around for the last podium spot. Dylan Hall takes fourth, with Graham Mole in fifth place, coming around the corner, seeing the fireworks and the flares. Excellent drive from Graham. Quinton in sixth, still has a couple of corners left. Don't think he's under too much pressure. Is that Gerard just ahead of him? Gerard did take that position around the last lap. Let's go back and see how that happened. coming down to Crocodile. Let's go to Helicam to get a better view of this. Ah, Quinton goes wide. Gerard sees the opportunity. Coming up to Cheetah, and there's no space, no reason to try and fight it too hard. Gerard takes 6th position from Quinton on the second last corner. And Quinton must be kicking himself. Excellent result from Gerard there to take 6th. Some guys still on track. I can see Marius Abers, he just completes that lap. Rick Thomas coming down to take the last corner, and he'll be the last car on track not completing his lap yet, as he was just in front of the leaders. And that is our race. Excellent performance again from Jason Landsberg to take the win. That's yeah, it's the second one on the trot. Really well done. Great race from Etienne and Rob van den Heever as well. And Graham Moll gets my vote for driver of the day. 26th to 5th position. Excellent result. I think actually he will share that with Jason, as Jason just next level. Thank you very much everyone who joined the stream tonight. Always good fun to have you guys on board, and I enjoy the banter. Please feel free to join me next week as we head to, I want to say Monza. Stand corrected. But yeah, excellent to have you guys on board. Well done to our podium and all the drivers. Excellent race, and we will see you guys next week. Good night and God bless.